How's it going, everyone? In today's Black Ops 2 weapon guide, we're going to take a look at the most powerful SMG and the most favourite SMG for many players, the MSMC, or as I like to call it, the MSMC. So the MSMC is obviously an SMG, submachine gun, and it's unlocked just over halfway through your prestige, so this might be a weapon that you want to use a permanent unlock token with, although you do get the PDW57 at level 4, which is very similar to the MSMC in many ways, as we'll discuss as part of this little guide. So let's get started with this guide to the MSMC and take a look at some of the weapon's general features. Like I mentioned, the MSMC is the highest damage submachine gun available in Black Ops 2. Its damage rating is coming out at 40 to 18. Just like all the submachine guns, it drops off to a 6-shot kill at long range, but that 40 damage up close is 5 points higher than the second most powerful SMG, the PDW57. But all in all, just like the PDW, it works out to a 3-shot kill up close, as opposed to a 4-shot kill like many of the other SMGs. Compared to some of the other SMGs, the recoil of the MSMC isn't too bad at all. It tries to keep itself on target with a little bit of jumping around here and there. Then, as you can see with the iron sights, just like most of the weapons in Black Ops 2, the iron sight's pretty clean and perfectly usable. So moving on, let's take a look at some of the MSMC's more detailed stats. One of its downsides is its magazine, which only weighs in with a 30-round capacity. That's not bad when you compare it to the likes of the assault rifles, but when you think that SMGs like the MP7 comes in with 40 rounds, or the PDW weighs in with its huge 50-round mag as standard, the MSMC seems to lack in this department. You can remedy that magazine size slightly with the help of the extended clip attachment, which boosts that mag size up to 40 rounds, putting it on par with the MP7. The only downside is that you've got to use one of your attachment slots, which would otherwise be put towards a perk or some other piece of equipment. Just like the PDW, the fire rate for the MSMC is 750 rounds per minute. There's kind of two categories of SMG in Black Ops 2, with the exception of the Peacekeeper, which is kind of a breed of its own. You either get the high damage, low fire rate weapons like the PDW and the MSMC, or you get those higher fire rate weapons with lower damage like the MP7, Chicom or Scorpion. The reload time for the MSMC is pretty good at 2 seconds. That's much faster than the PDW57, so it's kind of that trade-off between a large magazine size and a slower reload time, or a smaller magazine size and a faster reload time. And just to recover some of those general stats for the submachine guns, you get the fastest aim-in speed, as well as no movement penalty, granting you the fastest run and strafe speeds. So right from the launch of Black Ops 2, the MSMC is being dubbed as being the most powerful or even overpowered submachine gun. Between the MSMC and the PDW, my preference does lie with the PDW57. I prefer that large magazine size, but the MSMC does weigh in with slightly lower recoil, as well as that faster reload time, which could help if you combine this weapon with fast mags. These slower fire rate weapons do mean you can conserve your ammo a little bit better than the high fire rate weapons like the MP7, or even those super high fire rate weapons like the Scorpion. And despite having a slower fire rate than the MP7 and the Vector, that higher damage equating to a 3-shot kill as opposed to a 4-shot kill does allow it to kill up close a little bit faster than those two weapons. This makes this weapon the perfect run and gun tool for those rushes. As long as you can get up close and personal with the bad guys, you'll have no trouble taking people out in head-to-head engagements. So let's move on and take a look at my own recommendations of attachments for your MSMC. Like we saw in this guide, the most outstanding feature for the MSMC is that close range power. Being able to kill in 3 shots as opposed to 4 is a major advantage when compared to the other SMGs, so for my first attachment I'm going to go with the long barrel to extend that 3-shot kill range. The MSMC eventually drops off to that typical 6-shot to kill, so extending those various range drop-off points is really going to help this weapon's performance. To remedy the main disadvantage of this weapon, you could go with the extended clip to boost that magazine size from 30 rounds up to 40 rounds. That kind of puts it on par with the MP7, and with a slower fire rate it's going to mean you can share those bullets out across multiple bad guys to get those nice multi-kills. Then should you want to run the primary gunfighter wildcard, you can't go wrong with the laser sight on any of the SMGs. This is an up close and personal weapon, so having that laser sight just means it saves you that split second having to aim down sights, helping you mow down any enemies who get in your way with that nice 3-shot kill just spraying from the hip. So that's about it for my guide to the MSMC. Let me know down in the comments if you're a fan of the MSMC, or do you prefer that PDW57, or are you even a fan of any of the higher fire rate SMGs instead? If you do like the MSMC, or if you just enjoyed my video, or even learned anything new, I'd really appreciate a thumbs up down below just to help spread the word and share the video with your friends. I'm pretty sure that marks off the SMG category in my little weapon guide series, so let me know which weapons that are left that you'd like to see me cover next. Don't forget to check out the full playlist if you've missed any of those previous SMG guides, link to which is down in the description, and while you're in there you'll find my links to Twitter and Facebook, as well as links to subscribe by email or on YouTube. So as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you all later.